always one of the better top laners, and I feel like he was one of the crucial parts to EDG's success last year, you know, making it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But also remember that last year, EDG didn't make Worlds for the first time. I just want to throw that out there.
So that is kind of, right, not success.
Yeah. I know this is a bit cheeky.
I mean, that's true, right? I guess success is relative to your team, and in terms of EDG, not making Worlds, not a successful split.
Can they be more successful in this series? FPX EDG goes to a game 2 now. We'll see what EDG can do to fight back here in this series.
EDG, 加油! EDG, 加油! EDG, 加油! FunPlus, 加油! FunPlus, 加油! FunPlus, 加油!
It's so nice.
I love it. It's so endearing.
It's so endearing. What a great word, Luke. All right, game 2. And FPX, I know the fans behind them will be seeing that. I saw a cursor.
Hey, I hear pings.
Oh, you think
Level 1 shenanigans?
Yeah. Hey, it's the LPL, baby. Welcome home. Let's go. As we head onto the Rift once again, FPX need one more game to secure playoffs. EDG want to stop that. They are 8 wins themselves. 2 more means they secure playoffs. And this would be a good stepping stone to get that final win for themselves.
EDG using that word that you just used, cheeky, being really cheeky with this play right here, hoping that LWX and Crisp will make a mistake.
Also, as a side note, FPX with a series win here will actually be above E-Star too, who are currently 10-4. And that would put them 2nd for now.
FPX not going to make the mistake. Looks like EDG are just going to have to revert into kind of normal lanes and normal jungle start, but does look like they're posturing for a late invade.
And they're doing it now. LWX is like, hang on a minute. Lens is going to spot him out. But they just let him walk away. Chris could be the unfortunate person to walk into this one. But now he knows JJ's there. Pings are going down. Tien's starting towards red side. I'm expecting to see the crossover here from the Lee Sin.
Also, though, these runes are very interesting. We see Duinby going for the Comet rather than the Conquer.
Very much like the Shy, right?
I was going to say it's a lot more about having power in the laning phase. And then on the side of Scout going towards that phase rush, just doing his best to make sure that Duinby can't get on top of it.
I think as well, importantly, Juno has gone for the Spellbook in a cannon lane.
So not necessarily looking for that pure laning power, a lot more a utility that he can bring to the team later on.
Plus, cannon with Ghost as well, if he has that after like a TP or something, is pretty obnoxious to deal with.
I just can't wait to see him, you know, recall TP, have Ignite in the lane, and then see how Gingoon handles that.
He started with the Doran's Blade, as all cannons do as well, to be noted. Look towards bottom side. Tien has crossed over to the other side of the Rift instead. Scout dropping a ward, seeing that the blue buff is there. Means the potential for triple buff now available, as Tien has gone for Gromp instead. Wants to position around bottom side for now.
Yeah, it does look like he's either going to look for mid or head right into the Raptor camp, but just wrapping around and heading bot side, which we talked about how FPX's bot lane is a lot more about the 3v3 or the 4v4 rather than just that pure 2v2.
And he's going to be set up here if he does get some vision down to start tracking JJ. I'm not sure he saw the jungle moving across here, but now trying to get into the mid lane. A ping spots him out. Scout saw him. And now for Duinby, the trade back here is not going to be as influential, and Tien just has to come in and help him push the wave.
I was going to say, it looks like Duinby was trying to bait out Scout coming in, looking like he was making a mistake, but still, so just going to come out on the losing end of that trade. And very similarly to last game, we see Tien wanting to look for some aggression on the JJ with Duinby hovering.
But all corrupting potions have been used by Duinby. JJ even gets spotted out here. I don't think there's anything they can do. EDG's jungle with a big early lead.
Especially with Jinu hovering is what dissuaded them, because when you look at the fact that Duinby has exhaust, so they do actually have a combat summoner as compared to Scout having the TP, so maybe they could have made something happen. But with Jinu pushing in that lane, they just know, hey, it's not a good idea. And like you said, JJ coming out ahead, and now Scout also going to get a good priority recall, going to come back to that lane. I guess Duinby just recalled, so.
He's back now. Yeah. Well, but JJ's going to get this double scuttle. It's another big part of it as well. The blue buff is still sitting there, excuse me. As FPX are pushing through this lane. They're going to spot out JJ. They're trying to collapse onto this one. A flash away will bring the favor back to FPX ever so slightly.
Yeah, just good job by abusing JJ going for the Scuttle Crab. Of course, LWX and Chris were getting pushed in, but they were still in a decent enough lane state that they can hover topside and making JJ burn that flash.
Talk about the 3 versus 3. We're going to see one now. Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike. Mako's getting low. JJ appears, though. And now Tien has to get the heck away from this one. He'll burn as well. And everyone comes down. Great teleport here from Scout. First blood over to EDG again.
And great job just abusing that summoner spell. Different Scout, of course, having the TP. We saw the 3v3 start out. It looked like FPX were going to be on the winning end of that trade, but Scout coming in completely changing the outcome.
First blood over to the mid laner this time rather than JJ. That's big. And look at the summoners towards the bottom side. Everything expended by FPXs. Another cheeky pillar here from JJ to stop Doomby in his tracks. Well, again, look at Hope. Hope still has his flash available, and so does Scout.
Yep, so you're still in a good position if you're Hope. We talked about how the comp from FPX really wants to get on the backline of EDG. When you do still have those summoners, you feel like you're in a pretty good position. And now that Mako Recalled is going to be able to get back on the map, and we're going to see after JJ full clears his top side, if they're going to want to make a play on Dragon.
First one's going to be Mountain here. Vision controlled by EDG in this early game. And look towards that blue buff that wasn't taken. Scout now going to be getting it. So first blue buff of the game is incredibly early here for the Syndra.
Yep, and with EDG knowing that FPX recalled, would have been nice to see JJ head straight towards the Dragon. Also, Jinwoo pushing in that top lane and Gimgun backing off. Gimgun would have had to burn that TP. Felt like it would have been a really great time for EDG to do Dragon, but it's like we talked about with that first game of them sometimes missing out on the opportunities that they have.
We criticized them a little bit about those small mistakes that FPX could take advantage of. Jinwoo now level 6, though, to be noted with a 20 CS lead up in this top lane. I'm curious about the purchase. We've seen a lot of Hextech Gunblades here in this lane, or rather from Cannons in the past. And Revolver can be anything, right? Protobelt, Revolver, either way. We've seen a lot more AP Cannon these days, which is the important part. Scout looking for Scout of the Week. Won't find it here in the mid lane, but does push out the wave.
And it's like you were saying, when we were seeing Kennen more often, it was about the Gunblade. But with him buying that Ruby Crystal, does seem like he's posturing for the Protobelt.
With EDG starting the Dragon up, as you were mentioning before, Tien is spotted on the top side as well. So this is completely safe.
Yeah, and I actually wonder what FPX are looking for. It seems like they were expecting someone from the side of EDG to be coming through here, but they're not. EDG pick up the Dragon a lot later than we would have hoped. And actually, FPX probably could have punished this if they were in position, but look for that topside play. Now EDG also going to be able to steal away a blue buff.
Another blue buff given over. This is going to be the third one for EDG. This game, Tien has not had blue. And nor does it look like Doomby will have one anytime soon.
I was going to say, not too sad that Tien doesn't have blue.
No, of course
really
not.
Depressing that Doomby can't pick something like that up, though.
You're the mid laner who wants blue. I mean,
Especially
you're a silence.
you have Comet, too. You want to be looking for these consistent trades.
Yes. Now we look towards the top side. Actually, Jinwoo might be in a bit of trouble here. Conqueror proc, but Gimgun not going to go for the all-in here. Things are going down. They've spotted out Tien. JJ's here, same level this time around.
And they have TP advantage, so this
Maker's
is fine.
coming through. I've seen a Nautilus solo kill a jungler here before, but into 3 people. Tien's not getting out of that one. Scout, second kill. He's starting to become a problem.
Yep, and I love this by Scout, just ignoring his lane, letting Doomby push in, assisting with this kill, and we talked about how it was fine because Jinwoo did have that TP.
Doomby doesn't have any mana, though. He's walked into Jinwoo, the cannon, in a very good position. Movement speed bonus from the Scuttle Crab will help him get out alive. But EDG controlling this early game map yet again, and now have a 1k gold lead.
And with EDG's bot lane having push, they could look to push this in. Jinwoo has pressure in the top side, and EDG can be the ones to force a Rift Herald play.
Has just spawned as of 15 seconds ago. No cannon ulti is an important part of that Rift Herald play, though.
Also, no Syndra ultimate. So, on the side of EDG, you actually might want to wait for those key cooldowns to come back up. Not might, you should.
You should, okay. Well, JJ spotted out there's no vision here, but spots out Tien with the Sonic Wave. And now moving towards that objective. Doomby has reset, come back to lane as well with double amplifying tone. But even without the ulti, Scout has the Sork Shoes plus the Lost Chapter in inventory. As Tien on a ward is spotted out starting this one up.
Yep, and EDG are heading over. We see Mako is very close, though he is not level 6. And those ultimates for EDG aren't up. So if FPX can move over first, I would favor them in this fight.
Gonna reset, step charge taken away. Doomby thinks he's a Nautilus mid yet again. Scout with the 2-man Scat of the Week, but no engage. LWX is here first. Hope still not to the party.
Yep, and FPX just keep going with Doonby having this Nautilus ultimate. It does look like they're trying to force a turn.
Gonna go in, they've found Mako. Here's bullet time though. Right through the choke, FPX is zoned away. Rift Herald almost kills them. That Rift Herald pretty damn biased. Doonby survives on an inch as Mako for the re-engage. Tia now needs to sweep away. Scout's going to come through as well. Unleash power onto LWX. He flashes away. Gimgoon with the world ender. The fight almost brewed into a 5 versus 5. But EDG got the health bars, and that's all they need.
And they got the summoner spells, too. They forced LWX to flash, Doonby to flash, Tien to flash. And now you're the ones rewarded with the Rift Herald. They made enough time that those key ultimates did come back up. And we were talking about how FPX really wanted to force a turn because Doonby had that Nautilus ultimate, but did get a bit too impatient, tried to force into that choke point, and EDG were able to force them out low.
It was like what we saw in Game 1 with Doonby's Galio, right? Preemptive ultimates used to start an engage when timing is everything.
It was also good play by EDG not to overcommit, right? They didn't walk into the river. They didn't give FPX the chance to get a really good engage on top of them, but feels like FPX should have just played it more slow and really said, hey, you are going to walk into this river, then we're going to get on top of you.
Lyric, I want to point something out. Mako didn't level his ult at 6. Look at the bottom. Okay, maybe he did. Maybe he just hit 6. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
He wasn't 6 in that last fight.
He just hit 6 though at base, so what I'm thinking is he had the blinking ultimate to upgrade and he just waited a bit before upgrading it. I'm just telling
analysis.
You. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I literally thought he didn't put a point into it. As happened on stage before, but coming back to what we see on our screens here. Scout playing that fight well. Scout of the Week used nicely. They're still in a very good position. 10 CS up over Doonby in this mid lane in our highlight matchup yet again.
I want to see EDG aggressively look for bot side vision right now.
Okay.
You still have a TP advantage in the top lane, maybe for about, it looks like another 20 or 30 seconds at most. So try and force something really aggressive in the bot lane now, transition that into a dragon, and then everything looks good for EDG.
You set yourselves up for the Soul, and the Soul this game either Ocean or Infernal.
Both pretty good.
Both are pretty damn good, that's right. JJ's down here now. He's taken away his red buff. Pings are going down for this push, you could call it.
And this is good by EDG. Go into the enemy jungle, take this vision, and then you're in a good position for these team fights to come out ahead. When we talked about how, again, you have very good peel coming out from the Trundle, have a lot of backline damage from Syndra and Misfortune, and then, of course, very strong either flanking or zoning ultimate coming out from Jinu.
You can see they're trying to zone away the mid lane instead here for Doonby as they start this one up. So control across that full bottom side river. Crisp and Tien are on the way, though.
Yep, but still, EDG having a good position with Scout, having the push in the mid lane with Mako hovering.
Smite secures it. Mako looks for the re-engage. Is this the call? Chris puts up the door yet again. A fantastic pillar. But JJ gets poked out. Graviton comes through. The kick here from Tien sends back hope. The ultimate here from Chris is great as well. It's a 3-man Moonlight Vigil. Syndra ult stolen here, but bullet time into the choke. And Jinu lights it up. That's it. EDG will find it, but now with low health bars, the turnaround possible until Gimgoon gets bursted down. LWX left alone here, and Jinu shows us why he likes this cannon.
Jinu and Scout especially playing so well in that team fight. Jinu coming in, doing so much damage, laying down multiple CC layers onto the likes of FPX, and then Scout doing all the consistent damage in that fight.
Proto Belt was picked up before the fight, and that's why he's so influential there. Now with Rift Herald through the mid lane, EDG have come firing in this second game with a 4K gold lead.
And I love it. We talked about how we wanted EDG to go to that bot side, take vision aggressively, start the dragon knowing they could come in with Jinu's TP and look for a teamfight win. Also able to then translate that into a mid lane turret.
It was up the dragon, the turnaround from Mako, and you thought maybe FPX can turn it themselves.
Yeah, and then good pillar coming in from JJ, but still, FPX are then the ones to engage. Great kick actually coming out from Hope, but he does have the flash, and then the heal. Also, probably the Nimbus Cloak able to get out of there a bit faster. Bullet time is a bit lackluster, but Jinu CCing multiple members of FPX, and now Keep Your Eyes on Scout just keeps laying down that consistent damage with those Qs, and then EDG just come out ahead.
Second stun from Jinu as well was a pretty cool factor there, but you can see now after the fight, Scout's 4-0-1. We have seen some big Syndras in the LPL, namely Knight as of late. It's already got the Luden's Echo with the Blasting Wand. This is going to be one-tap territory here for EDG's mid laner. As he's been controlling this matchup of Doonby here in the second game quite well.
And we don't see Syndra too much here in the LPL.
No, we
It's
don't,
not as prioritized as it is over in like the LEC, right? We also do have a lot more Echo players in the LPL, so blinding something like Syndra, there is a bit of a better answer in that Echo.
As we've seen from people like Doomby in the past as well. I know Scout even willing to pick it. We've seen Diana players come through as well.
Yep. We've seen people like Icon, Scout, Knight was very famous for his Echo. I think that was the main champion that helped him get to rank 1 in KR solo queue back in the day.
We were talking about that the other day. But EDG at this point being 6-1 up. You can see their success has come through that mid lane yet again. Their success hinging on this bottom lane dive.
Yep, and they do have the numbers to do it, but their strong member Scout isn't here, but he has TP and he's playing back. So FPX just have to back away with Gingun once again not having TP.
The respect given over.
Great lane assignment coming out from EDG to put them in this position, saying, hey, we're going to put Scout in the top lane, then we can look to force this play.
Because it was at this point in the game when things started getting scrappy in game 1, where FPX started forcing the plays and really pushed EDG into a corner. Well, so far with this control in this game, it looks difficult, and it's hard to see how FPX exactly do that.
Yep. You're in a tough position for the side of FPX. For EDG, though, you can actually do a very similar thing to what you just did. Move Scout over to the bot lane once LWX pushes out, and then threaten the Rift Herald saying, hey, you need to put a member down here or I'm going to push this wave, but I can always TP over. And that is what EDG are doing.
Rift Herald actually spawning in a couple, not even a minute. Under a minute, in fact, as well. Everyone's moved up here from EDG. Infernal in a minute 20 as well. Under 20 seconds down that Rift Herald spawn. Jinu has ult once again. The Ghost picked up here with level 2 ultimate now available. And level 2 ultimate for Scout as well.
Yep, and Scout not actually going to go towards that bot side, noticing the wave is in much too dangerous of a position. Is going to actually posture back down, expecting Gimgoon to push out the wave since he did walk over a ward.
Started though. Rift Herald on a ward. They don't care.
No, they're fine. Scout still has TP, Gimgoon doesn't. So this is 100% secured for the side of EDG.
While FPX sit mid and try and push up this wave, trying to get some gold back in their pockets. But where EDG put the second Rift Herald now? It's going to be the question.
Yeah, you don't have any outer turrets up except in top lane, so that is where we expect to see it.
Okay. They might be looking for Scout though. Sonic Wave and Resonating Strike. Good scout of the week, but now he's on the wrong side. Tries to go to his first turret. Absconded Duck doesn't connect. Doomy slowed down. Scout lives for now. Well, hang on. The thing is, who does he take with him? Gimgoon goes in with the world and a good CC chain, and everyone survives in the end. With the Rift Herald push, trying to contest that movement.
So great by FPX to make the best out of a bad situation, but still, the fact that you commit 5 members down to the bot lane, now EDG are going to be able to win out across the map.
Inner goes down in the mid lane, Inner towards the top side with the help of Rift Herald to get the charge. Even if it doesn't get the charge towards that inhibitor turret, it doesn't matter. At least for FPX. Okay, they get an Infernal. And an Infernal Rift, that's okay. But okay is all you're saying in this second game.
I was going to say, it's the silver lining, right? You do end up getting that Infernal Drake, which keeps EDG one step further away from Seoul, and also gives you a chance that if you could extend this game long enough that you can end up picking up, 4 Infernals.
That's a long way away at this point.
I love the vision control coming out from EDG. Look at their inventories.
Everybody's got their priorities right.
Hey, Clearlove is super happy right now.
Oh, yeah. Coach Clearlove, with his grand return, remember. He's finally come back to this roster a moment later than Jinu and Jeje. He wasn't here for their last series that we saw.
Which, to note, though, he was still coaching the team remotely.
Yeah.
Not as big of a deal that the coach isn't in person. It is still massive. It doesn't matter. But was still able to have an impact on the team in previous weeks.
Surely when he coaches in person, you go, our morale could never be higher, right?
Yeah.
Father Clearlove is there in person. Maybe you get more meals. I don't know. Maybe you get a pat on the back. You've been a coach before. Did you ever pat your players on the back for like a good job, well done? I actually just don't know coach interactions with players, to be quite honest. Is that a thing?
I mean, I have, but it is also kind of weird.
Is it?
I brought my players out to dinner as like a, hey, good job.
So you're a good coach.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy. That's what you want. You don't want the, the coma belt. No one wants that, really. Cold on the left-hand side of your screen. Meanwhile, though, look at EDG. Whew.
Yeah.
3 different positions. They're mighty high. And Hope we haven't really talked about because he hasn't been the one picking up kills, but he's been sitting in front of turret plating, in front of waves for the past 5-10 minutes.
I just love the way they played out the last, 5 to 6 minutes, especially with that TP advantage on Scout.
And now they're looking for another play. Doomby might be caught out here, but he's in a 1-for-1 for now. The Slicing Maelstrom reversed here. The flash away from Jinu, but now that key ulti down as FPX get TP'd on. You talked about Scout using the advantage. Well, there it is. 2 more kills for EDG.
Yeah, EDG coming in huge, being able to rotate their members down to the bot lane. And if you're FPX at this point in the game, again, you're 6k gold behind, but as the game extends, it's really going to be about playing and winning through your side lanes. Of course, you do have the Aatrox, who should be able to 1v1 Jinu on the Kennen, and Sylas going to provide so much threat on either Scout or Jinu.
Especially with the dive ability when Zhonya's does get complete. But again, I'll say this, we're a while away from that for FPX, celebrating the victory of EDG here in the early game, but not the rest of the game itself. It's a 6k gold lead. Scout didn't pick up the kills there, it was the Trundle, but he did pick up a Moralenomicon, and so did the top laner of EDG and Jinu.
Yep, so on the Kennen, you know, picking up something like Morello, you see how hard for me this is.
I look at you, because every time the Morello conversation comes through,
I don't even want to do it anymore. I don't.
People are going to start calling you Budget LS, man.
They already do, but
do they actually?
I just want to say I completely agree. So,
okay.
Like, there's champions you can at least rationalize it on, right?
Yeah.
Champions like Rumble, not first item. I don't like that. I main Rumble, no. Or at least you're applying these grievous wounds to multiple members, especially when you have things like the Aatrox, the Sylas, and Set.
Yeah, well, here's Grievous Wounds. Let's see it in action. Trying to ult Stolen, Subjugate giving him a bit of health as Jinu's walking away from this one. Protobell to escape this mighty Sylas. Jinu does a good job, but will he get out here? Doomby heals up with the Kingslayer. A very close call as Jeje with his 4th kill.
Yeah, I just love that EDG keep getting these pickoffs in the side lane, recognizing that FPX comp probably not strong enough to threaten or rush a Baron. EDG also do have complete vision control up top side if FPX even wanted to try that.
Colonel says 80%. Colonel says this game is EDG's for the taking, and at this point it still looks like it. If they're threatening those side lanes, if they're punishing Doomby over and over, options running out here for FPX. 0-0 and 4 on that bottom lane Misfortune, by the way. I pull this up because Hope I'm expecting in this next fight, around the Baron or around the Infernal 1 minute. That bullet time is going to destroy the hopes of FPX in this second game.
I was going to say, because if you're FPX, you really need to pull the members of EDG apart at this point, which they've done, actually, if you think about it. They keep pulling them to the bot lane, but
True.
It's only Doomby in the bot lane, and he's the only one suffering from that. But if you can get something like a skirmish where, you know, Hope does make a misstep, or Scout, or you find some kind of cheeky brush play, gonna take a step back.
We were seeing Tiana in this top side, thinking that Jinu wants to aggress onto him. But that's because the rest of EDG are coming up. Mako with a sick flank. Depth charge up. Tien knows he's in so much trouble. He runs away with the safeguard. The kick to hit too. But Chris over the wall. He'll die to Baron and Hope. And now in front of this objective, EDG have the man advantage.
And Doomby doesn't have TP, which kind of makes you wonder why they're keeping him in the bot lane rather than Gimgoon. And they're just going to be able to take it for free if they want with, yeah.
It's going to be the Dragon trade because LWX is nowhere nearby as well. Gimgoon's just going to posture on the outside, and Tien is not close to this objective. So EDG with a great pickoff there to secure this one.
And if you can bait out the Unbreakable from Braum, actually maybe you don't even need to bait it out with how far ahead you are. You can honestly just walk up to an inhibitor turret if you're EDG, just open up that cannon ultimate or the bullet time as Misfortune, and the members of FPX have to back away from turret, and you get that 100%.
We've already seen before, the combination is massive. If everything gets layered on top as well, it goes beyond that pressure into a kill and into the game at this point. EDG to be highlighted here. 23 minutes in, they're not letting up on this pressure. It's been smart move after smart move.
It's been really great, and you're also going to have a few options with what you can do. The fact that you do have a TP advantage on the side of EDG. You can just look for a 1-4 setup, keep Jinu in the side lane, push out, rotate him over the team, and use those AoE ultimates like we talked about. Once Scout's TP comes up, you can look to use all 3 lanes, pulling the members of FPX apart, giving you kind of the most consistent pressure across the map. So it's going to be really interesting to see where do EDG take this one.
Towards the bottom side for now with the Baron buff in hand. They're going to be spotted out on their rotation. Scout's TP, as you were talking about before, in 10 seconds, that will be up. He's sitting towards mid lane right now, but pings are going down massively from EDG, that this is the push they want to force.
Yeah, and I like this, just having Scout push in the mid lane but he does have TP coming up now, so if FPX ever forces an engage, you're in a good position.
That's an exhaust from Jinu. Remember that he does have the unsealed spell book, so use that one away on Doombeat, and we'll reset back into the flash that's now available.
The only play that FPX can really look for is abusing Scout in the mid lane, dedicating 2 or 3 men there and trying to get on top of it.
Making the rotation now, but they've just given up hope. Quite literally. Bottom lane's going to go down. I didn't do that on purpose. Inhibitor turret next. The train keeps on rolling here for EDG.
When you say they give up hope, I was just expecting him to be standing in front of the wave and like getting engaged on by Duinbi or something like that.
Sorry, I did that. No. Unintentional, I swear. Look how safe Scout's playing, though. While this push comes through, while FPX managed to defend, Scout's still hovering around.
He's doing good because we talked about it. It's actually FPX's only option that if EDG want to try to play the whole map, put 1 or 2 members in other lanes, it's FPX's only avenue back in the game is getting on top of them because they're not going to win this 4v4 or 5v5 team fight.
After they were spotted out towards mid, EDG made the move. Informed decision-making, yet again the turret's helping to defend this inhibitor itself. Half health now on the inhibitor turret.
Yep, and I wonder how much longer is left on the Baron. We do see the icon does look like it's going to time out in the next maybe 10 or 20 seconds.
And you've only got a push here on that Baron one more time, right?
Again, you still have the AoE ultimate to force them out. Yep, so they are going to be able to posture forward aggressively.
Gravitum lands on multiple members, though. FPX is still posturing aggressively for the turnaround. Is inhibitor too much?
I don't think so. I feel like you just straight up win if you're EDG. Unless multiple members can get on Scout and Hope, EDG come out ahead. Even Jinu at this point does so much damage to FPX's team comp.
If there was any hope, it'd come through LWX's ult, but it flies a bit too short, and EDG take the inhibitor and they back away. Controlled play yet again here from the team that's 9k gold up. All right.
So we're getting a lot more competitive of a series than I expected after game one.
Which is good.
It's amazing, right? Because, okay, we talk about the number now is if you get to 10 wins, 10 series wins.
That seems to be the magic one, right?
It is, but at the same time with EDG, if EDG can pick up this win with how the games will pan out over the next few days, that could change to 9 depending on how WE and OMG's games go.
Remember, against FPX as well, they'll sit right under them at 9-4 over JDG if they can win this series. I believe that is the case. With game differential, they should be the same way. EDG, by the way, also on a 4-win streak. If they can take this all the way, that'll make 5. FPX's win streak was cut short after 9 with their recent loss to Vici game.
And look at JJ. He's had such a good game. In talking to the EDG coaching staff recently, they kind of viewed it that JJ was the more mechanical player, but Junja maybe was the more cerebral player. But it does look like that JJ is just showing up across the board and does look like the better player currently, which does make sense when we think that Junja is a rookie and JJ has been around for quite a while now. But I'm really happy to see these two come back into the roster and really pan out with EDG.
Even in this series, I'm willing to say that he has been the better jungler, right, in the majority of time that we've seen in these two games, because Tiana's made some early game mistakes in both series and has been caught out a couple of times already in this second game. That's made you question a couple of things here for FPX. And he's going to rely on a big kick from him here.
Yeah, and not just the kick, though, because you need to make sure you have the follow-up.
Oh, sitting on a ward. Gimgoon caught out, flashed away from. JJ going to channel down here. He uses the stone plate amidst 3 people. And FPX is zoned out while Gimgoon also has to burn the World Ender.
I just want to say, I love Mako.
Yeah.
Mako at the start of the split, we're like, okay, he's kind of average. His mechanics aren't that good. He doesn't roam as much as a lot of the other supports. He's not making every play that he could. But with each series, he looks better and better. And we're really getting like prime Mako, finding these engages, finding the picks, looking pretty good in lane. Just great performance from all around the past few sets especially.
You can see why Mako, his Nautilus is the most played. Like 13 games played. Above anything else, Mako has had a limited champion pool this time around. That's not because we know he can't play certain picks. It's because he knows what he likes and he sticks to it.
It's funny, too, because they refuse to go towards the fasting strategy.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to put resources onto Mako and put hope on the Senna.
Because I remember we saw in Demacia Cup, EDG's bottom lane did play a couple of games for the fasting center, I remember, but then came into the LPL. And then it was like, nope, we're not going to see this. Hope's going to stick with Misfortune. Has already picked up a pentakill with Misfortune as well.
Yeah. Hope has been so good this split, and fans had a lot of questions with them bringing him in instead of, you know, getting some kind of high-profile AD carry, something like a Jackie Love. Yeah. But Hope has stepped up big, and I would say has honestly been a top 3 AD carry in LPL.
It's hard when you're going up against iBoy, who for EDG was becoming a staple. But now for EDG, they want to find the engage here. JJ walking in as a 2-man scout of the week. Will connect on top of FPX. And in front of Baron here, EDG looking for a pick.
And I love Hope's build going with that rapid-fire cannon, so going with that, the 3 items that give you the most damage coming out from your autos, and also giving you range, which, again, if Tien, Duinbi, Gimgun can't get on top of you, you guys just win.
At this point, that seems pretty likely, doesn't it? Infernal Soul up in 3 minutes 30. Just to note that as well. Because the longer this goes on, the longer this play around Baron trying to waste time. Well, we're getting to another objective anyway. As that ward in the back of the pit hasn't been spotted by the control. Oh, no, it has. Baron's big fat head is not letting me see that. So, no vision in the pit right now for FPX. On top of Mako, the Abscond Abductor's there. Stoneplate used early. Doomby dead. Scout just unleashes his power.
I don't even know what that was, honestly. If you were going to look for that engage, you would expect that at least Gimgun would have already been channeling his DP, so it makes you wonder what the communication was from FPX on that play, or if Duinbi just thought, hey, I see an opportunity, I'm going to go.
And now you're stuck in a 5 versus 4 for 30 seconds. There's going to be an ultimate use on LWX. Junior comes into the backline yet again. And this Kennen, having the time of his life, will use that Zhonya's in the end too. Forces out FPX, and Chris will die as well. Onto the Baron again, or more blood. It's EDG's choice.
Yeah, I feel like if you're EDG, you just keep going with this Baron. Of course, it is scary to risk it when Lee Sin is still alive and does have that execute coming out from his Q. So it's really going to be up for members like Scout to hit that Scout of the Week and make sure he doesn't get into the pit and get onto that Baron.
He's got enough mana and he's level 16 as well. Scout is massive here and zoning away Tien on the back. Gimgun going to go in with low health members, but he's just dead again. Another unleashed power and Baron to EDG.
So, screw macro, screw decision making. It doesn't matter. You're just too far ahead on the side of EDG. I didn't expect Scout to just one-shot him.
Syndra requires a lot of skill, but when you can get enough orbs to press R.
It's funny too because he didn't go some kind of like extremely high DPS build like a Death Cap or something like that.
Yep.
Did go all in on the magic penetration. We don't actually have a lot of MR coming out from the side of FPX, so I'd say the Void Staff is kind of questionable, but it was a cheap item, so why not?
Why not?
And you are so far ahead.
And Scout's going to probably get a Rabadon's next anyway with the way this game's going. Bottom left of your screen, you're seeing the engage here from Gimgun. Low health members of EDG, but Tien just got altered over the wall. He's 4 levels underneath Scout. So you can see that the level difference is where you'd start in that one. No MR, really, for Tien either. As now with their Baron buff, number 2, EDG start their march again.
And once again, as long as they stay in a good formation, they feel fine against FPX. It really will take a Sonic Wave kick into...
But Mako finds himself the engage before that happens. Over the wall, Scout does it again. Tien hates this mid laner who keeps bursting him down. Gimgun's busy with Juno on the bottom side, and EDG are busy looking towards the Nexus. There's the Slicing Maelstrom once again. A nice solo kill to top this one off as EDG charge in.
Yep, and EDG are going to be able to pick up the win after those picks.
Well, the fight continues on. It's about cementing that lead, proving you're the alpha here in game number 2. 5 remain, and this bad boy goes to a game number 3.
EDG definitely proved that they were the alpha.